The entire school was laughing at her. Same torn jeans, same faded hoodie, same girl they called Goodwill Maya. But when she opened her mouth on that stage, something magical happened that nobody saw coming. This is a story that's breaking the internet right now. And by the end, you'll understand why millions of people can't stop sharing it. In Dallas, Texas, 17-year-old Maya Thompson walked through Lincoln High School like a ghost. Every single day, she wore the exact same outfit. Faded jeans with a small tear near the knee, worn-out sneakers that had seen better days, an oversized gray hoodie that swallowed her tiny frame. The whispers followed her everywhere. There goes Goodwill Girl again. Doesn't she own any other clothes? I feel bad for her, but come on. But here's the truth nobody knew. Maya wasn't poor because her family couldn't afford clothes. Every dollar they earned, from her mother's double shifts at Murphy's Diner and her father's weekend construction work, was being saved for something far more important. Maya's 8-year-old brother Ethan was born with a rare heart condition called hypoplastic left heart syndrome. The medical bills were astronomical. Insurance covered some of it, but the experimental treatments that could save his life, those came out of pocket. $25,000 out of pocket. So Maya made a choice. She would wear the same clothes every day, ignore every cruel comment, and save every penny for one purpose, to win the state talent competition. The grand prize was $50,000 and a recording contract, more than enough to save Ethan's life. Every morning, as Maya got ready for school, she'd peek into Ethan's room. He'd be sitting by his window, too weak to play outside, but always smiling when he saw her. "Maya, will you sing for me tonight?" he'd whisper. And every night she did. But Maya had a secret that would shock everyone at Lincoln High School. Hidden in their garage, under old boxes and covered by a dusty tarp, was her grandfather's old keyboard. Every night after homework, after helping with Ethan's medications, after her parents fell asleep exhausted, Maya would sneak out to that garage. With a pair of cracked headphones and nothing but moonlight streaming through a small window, Maya would sing. She didn't just practice songs. She poured her heart into every note. All the pain of watching her little brother struggle to breathe. All the fear of losing him. All the frustration of being invisible at school. It all came out through her voice, raw and powerful and absolutely beautiful. For 8 months, Maya had been preparing for one moment. The school talent show. It was the only way to qualify for the state competition. But she had never sung in front of anyone except Ethan. The day of the talent show, Maya sat in the back of the auditorium, wearing her usual outfit. Students performed one by one. Dancers, comedians, a kid playing guitar. The audience was engaged, clapping, having fun. Then Principal Johnson called her name. Next up, we have Maya Thompson. The auditorium went silent. Not the good kind of silent. The confused kind. Students looked around at each other. Maya who? Wait, Goodwill Girl is performing? This should be interesting. Maya walked onto that stage, her heart pounding so hard she thought everyone could hear it. Under those bright lights, her faded clothes looked even more worn out. Someone in the audience actually giggled. She approached the microphone, looked out at hundreds of faces staring back at her. Some curious, others already bored, many just waiting for this to be over so they could see the next act. Maya closed her eyes and thought about Ethan, about his smile, about his dreams of playing soccer when he got better, about the promise she made to save his life. Then she opened her mouth and began to sing. The song was Rise Up by Andrew Day, but Maya's version was something completely different. Her voice started soft, almost fragile, like she was singing just to herself. But as the first verse continued, something incredible began to happen. The giggling stopped. The whispers stopped. Even the rustling of programs stopped. Maya's voice grew stronger, richer, more powerful with every line. It wasn't just singing. It was pure emotion transforming into sound. Every note carried the weight of her struggles. Every word painted a picture of hope rising from despair. By the time she reached the chorus, the entire auditorium was transfixed. Students who had never even looked at her before were sitting forward in their seats. Teachers had tears in their eyes. Even the janitor stopped mopping to listen. But Maya wasn't done. As the song built to its climax, her voice soared higher and higher. She wasn't that invisible girl in worn-out clothes anymore. She was a force of nature, a reminder that greatness can come from the most unexpected places. The final note rang out across the silent auditorium. For a moment, nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Then the eruption began. The entire auditorium exploded in applause. Students jumped to their feet. Teachers were openly crying. The popular kids who had mocked her clothes were screaming her name. It was the longest standing ovation in Lincoln High School history. But the real magic happened Jessica next. Martinez, the head cheerleader who had never spoken to Maya in 4 years, ran onto the stage with tears streaming down her face. She hugged Maya tight and whispered, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I never saw you before." One by one, students began coming onto the stage, not to congratulate her, but to apologize, to really see her for the first time. Tommy Rodriguez, the quarterback who had called her Goodwill Girl just that morning, stood in front of Maya with his head down. "I was wrong about you. Completely wrong. You're incredible." But the biggest surprise came from Principal Johnson. He walked onto the stage and made an announcement that shocked everyone. "In my 30 years as an educator, I have never heard anything like what we just witnessed. Maya Thompson, you are automatically advancing to the state competition. But more than that, Lincoln High School is starting a scholarship fund to support you and your family." By the next morning, Maya's performance was everywhere. Someone had recorded it on their phone, and within hours, it had been viewed millions of times across every social media platform. Hashtag Maya Thompson was trending worldwide. Record labels were calling. Talent agents were showing up at her house. But Maya only cared about one thing. She had enough money to save Ethan. 3 months later, Maya won the state competition. The $50,000 prize, combined with the donations that poured in from around the world, covered all of Ethan's medical expenses. But here's the most beautiful part of this story. Maya didn't keep the recording contract for herself. She negotiated for the record label to create a foundation funding medical treatments for children like Ethan. To date, Maya's foundation has saved the lives of over 200 kids. Today, Maya Thompson is a Grammy-nominated artist. She still wears simple clothes, not because she has to, but because she chooses to, because she learned that real worth has nothing to do with what you wear and everything to do with what's in your heart. Ethan is now 11 years old, healthy, and playing soccer just like he dreamed. And every night, Maya still sings him to sleep. The lesson here isn't just about not judging people by their appearance. It's about recognizing that everyone around us is fighting battles we know nothing about. That quiet kid in your class, that co-worker who keeps to themselves, that person you pass on the street. They might be carrying dreams bigger than you could ever imagine. Maya's story reminds us that sometimes the most powerful voices come from the most unexpected places. That greatness isn't about having the best clothes, or the most followers, or the perfect life. It's about having the courage to share your gift with the world, even when that world has counted you out. So the next time you see someone who doesn't fit in, who looks different, who seems invisible, remember Maya Thompson. Remember that behind every quiet exterior might be a voice waiting to change the world. And remember this, your circumstances don't define your destiny. Your courage does.